Hi guys, you're welcome to another video. Today we'll be talking about relationships, marriages, and dating. Dating a narcissist. Well, this book, Toxic Husband by Elena Miro, has really spoken a lot about narcissists. She dated a narcissist and got married to a narcissist. And this video by Padita Ago Adaku also talking about narcissists, and she dated this guy and also got married to him. But why is it that people always find out that they have been with a narcissist only after the marriage, only when they are already in this marriage that they get to find out that they are with a narcissist? Elena said something in her book. She said that all the period she was dating this guy, the guy was always saying that after our wedding, our real life would start. After our wedding, our real life would start. And she would always say to herself, what does he mean? Does it mean that they haven't started their real life? Does it mean that all this they are doing, all this love matter they have been doing isn't enough? Isn't really their real life? I have more gist to give you. I have more to tell you about narcissists. Dating a narcissist really can, it can suck up all your blood. It can take off everything in you. It can take away your self-esteem. It is really dangerous dating a narcissist. But then before we get into the video, before we dive deeper into this video, please consider subscribing. Click on the subscription button and the notification bell to get notified each time I upload a video. Thanks for joining this family, and to all my viewers and subscribers, I love you. You're welcome back. I read this book, Toxic Husband by Elena Miro, and I felt that I was mentally dating this guy. I was mentally dating this narcissist, because at every point, at every page, and with every of her word, I felt I felt that I was really dating this guy. Okay, I have known about narcissists before I read this book, and that made it more exciting for me to read this book, to find out more things about narcissists. I physically haven't dated a narcissist before, but I would say I have mentally. It isn't funny, actually. I watched this video by Padita Ago, and I saw her narrate how she almost died dating this narcissist guy, and it got me thinking, who is a narcissist? Why did she date that guy? As in, what's the feeling like and all? I watched that video last year, but reading this book painted the perfect picture of who a narcissist is. And I got a lot of insight of how to deal with a narcissistic relationship. It is not only men that are narcissists, even women are narcissists too. But most cases, you find men who were a narcissist. Thankfully, Elena actually got free from her narcissistic husband, who was a French guy, and it's made her enroll into a psychological course to find out more about narcissists, read more about narcissists. And today, Elena is helping a lot of people who are into narcissistic relationship, and she is a relationship counselor today. She talks so much about relationship. I'm so happy because this experience for 3 years did not swallow her up. This French guy who made her lose her self-esteem. Elena was a successful woman before she met this guy on a dating app. The same thing happened to Padita Agu. While she was narrating her story, she also met this guy online, and I'm like, is it that narcissists are always online? There are so many people are out there dating online, and you might meet this guy who would actually sweep you off your feet. I was actually contemplating doing online dating this year. Yes, I was. Like I said, I dated Narcissist mentally. I was considering doing it for fun, anyways. I was like, okay, let me know what it is like to do online dating, to meet random people and all. But reading this book, Elena, by Elena Miro, I retrieved my step and I was like, okay, I really wanted to have the experience to know, not that I was having it in mind to take the relationship to a next level, but there is some men you would actually meet who would really start sweeping you off your feet, and you would think of doing what you initially planned not to do. She met this Francois guy online. Just like me, she just wanted to go online and just have fun, just chatting with people, and just, she was not even serious with the whole dating app stuff. And this guy started being serious with her, even when she's pulled away from, she was chatting with him, but she was not interested. She was just like, okay, just normal chat, just to feel free. Like, people here would say catching cruise. People in my country, in Nigeria, would say she does a catch cruise, that kind of feeling. And I was thinking of doing this before I read her book. This Francois guy, a French guy, started taking her serious, started taking her case serious, and started calling her on phone, and started being this romantic, this angelic, perfect guy. He is a successful he's a successful man. He's working in a very renowned company, and money is not his problem. And they started thinking of taking their relationship to the next level and all. Francois flew to her country to see her, and then Elena, became serious with the whole thing, and she was like, okay, let me just try it out, it's not a harm. And she flew to Francois's country in France, and then she started liking the country she initially did not really like, and a whole lot of things. She started repositioning her life, all because of Francois. And she was seeing the perfectness in this guy. Now, narcissists will always present themselves as perfect people. They'll always present themselves as this perfect guy, this perfect woman, from the beginning. They would hide every nasty behavior of theirs. And trust me, every narcissist have not dated just one person. They have dated a lot. In fact, probably gotten married to so many people. But because it did not work out, they would always get out of that relationship. In fact, it's not even them getting out. It is their partner who wants to save themselves from this narcissist that always get out from the relationship and get themselves free. Then this narcissist will start roaming about again, looking for some other person to break down, some other person to date and get married, and destroy their lives. Wow. So Elena found out that she was dating a narcissist. She never knew who a narcissist was anyway. She just knew that this guy is no longer the guy she used to know. And this guy is not the kind of person she will. In fact, she has lost herself in this marriage. But thankfully, she had savings, and that is one of the warnings she actually gave. If you are dating a narcissist and you find out, please look for how to get money to get out of this relationship, because these people will not give you money. They will not give you in abundance. They'll always want you to come back to them, running back to them. They'll always want to be in control. I also remember this movie I watched when I was reading her book, Knocking at Heaven's Door. And I think the guy, the husband in that movie, is a narcissist. Yeah, because this woman she got married to, lose everything. She lost her self-esteem. While she got married to this guy, she was no longer herself. She would always run back to him, and then he would keep bullying her. Perdita Algo also was bullied by this narcissist. A lot of traces and symptoms. I was trying to link everything together. When I saw this, I was like, just retrieve from your online dating stuff. It's not gonna help you. Yeah, it's not, because you don't know this person you're trying to date. And I know initially I was like, let me just go online and just, hello, hi, how are you, what country are you from, what do you do, this, that, have you been in a relationship before, all of these random questions everywhere, just to get to know a stranger. And that's all for me. Like that, I'm not even interested to take it to the next level while I focus on my business, my career, my studies and all. It was something like that for Elena too. But they would always want to prove themselves worthy, and they'll always want to get you, they always want to show you things that would make you start thinking in the direction of settling down with them. After reading this book, Toxic Husband by Elena Miro, I was I was so surprised at the fact that she was able to pick herself up, go to the university to get a degree in psychology, and also narrowing it down to Narcissist. She went to study more about Narcissist, and today she's helping a lot of people out of narcissistic relationships. I was so thrilled by her courage and her strength. I was like, she's really a mentally strong person for her to pick herself up, heal herself, and then go get a degree, because she wanted to know more about this and help a lot of people out of this kind of situation. I found a lot of similarities between her own situation and Padita Ago's situation. These are narcissistic signs. These are signs that you're dating someone. At the initial stage, they will always present themselves as the perfect being that ever exists in the whole universe. They would always want to pamper you, they want to treat you. And if you should dig down, you would find out that these human beings, these people, have actually been in several relationships, if not even marriages, and they've divorced a lot of times, and yet still looking for a lot of people to destroy, still looking for a lot of people to useless, if I should use that word. It's only those who knows their self-esteem that can actually leave, heal, and pick up themselves again. Wow. I really want to talk a lot about this, but then Padita Ago's case and Elena's case are really almost the same. Padita Agu was in university then. She was talking to this guy almost every time on phone. But then I feel I have dated a narcissist mentally. Seeing these experiences of these people, and I don't think I would ever make that mistake. Yeah, I have learned this, and there is a more practical book written by Elena Miro about narcissists, how to really know them, how to get out of it. Aside this one, this is just like her personal story. There is another one she wrote. Okay, this is more like a workbook for those who wants to know more about a narcissist, who wants to help someone out of a narcissistic relationship, who has been into one and wants to, just for you to know more about narcissistic relationships, getting out of it, signs before you get into it, and a lot. So it will really help those who are single, still dating a lot of people, trying to know who a narcissist is. Even if you're married, you can actually get it for your daughter, your children, your friend. Give to someone. I'd really appreciate it if everyone watching this video try their best to get at least one person that out of a narcissistic relationship. Just one person. It will do a whole lot of good to the world, a whole lot of good. I can imagine someone going into a relationship to find love, happiness, fulfillment, build yourself more, and be more self-confident, going in there just to sulk, going in there to lose a whole lot of things you've built for yourself, to lose your self-esteem, to lose yourself, to lose everything you worked for, and you're just looking like a chaff of yourself. You're just looking like a chaff of yourself. It's not encouraging at all. I am so happy to learn more about narcissistic relationship from Elena Miro. I knew a little about it watching Padita Ago's video and listening to her personal story, and this also has widened my horizon about narcissists. And as a single girl, I don't think I would make a mistake dating a narcissist, because I already know what it is like and the signs when you see them coming. Yeah. And yes, to my wish of doing an online dating, don't worry, I'm not doing it any longer. No more. Yeah, this this is the end of this video. This is the end of the video. Thanks for watching to this point. Thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing and tell me about uh your relationships. If you have dated a narcissist before, I want to know, how did you get out of it? If you know someone who have actually dated a narcissist, tell me about it. How did you get out of it? Like, I just want to know a lot about narcissists and a lot about your relationships. Okay, let's talk and make it engaging. All right, thank you guys. See you in my next video. Bye. And don't forget, I love you. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget, I love you. Peace.